Blueberry Dairy Day 3. So we have Wednesday today, and the weather as usual is horrible, and I also stay at home whole day, but as you can see today we have only one part of recording, because the whole day I was so busy that I didn't have time to record anything. But what is my excuse? Maybe excuse. Okay, I will show you. So as you can see here on my desk, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 photo albums. There are lots of photos over here, and my dad bring them to me today, and he asked me if I can do digital versions of this photographs, and I was sitting whole day and making digital versions of his photos, and as I was looking, I found some photographs. They were really interesting, and I decided to show you right now some of them, because I don't have anything else prepared for today's diary, so that would be a good opportunity to not making this video boring as usual. So let's see the first photograph. It looks like this. It's a TV, and on this TV we can see a ship, model of ship, and a clock, Maybe a little explanation of why I choose all of these photos. Because my dad likes to tell stories, especially when the whole family is meeting, and he tells the story when he was young, and he is talking about different things. And sometimes he's talking about this TV, that he had the TV, huge TV, which was standing on the floor, and he had this model of ship. I don't know what happened to this ship, but I must say the clock you can see on that TV. We have this clock right here at my house. It's standing in the other room, but I will not bring it right now. But we have this clock, and the clock has almost 40 years. It's 40 years old and is still working, because this photo, I will say, it's, I don't know, from late 70s or early 80s, I don't know. So on that photograph the clock is I don't know, 20 years old. I think so, 20 years or more. And it's a funny story with this clock. My dad bought it for $15, and he's still talking about that he bought it for $15, and I can't throw it away. I should keep it, and tell the story, I don't know, to my kids or someone else. He's talking to everyone who comes to visit. If he remembers this story, and if he sees this clock, he is talking like this. Okay, maybe another photograph. It's a beautiful view, of course, of New York. I think this photograph was taken from the top of Empire State Building, or I don't know, other skyscraper. I think from Empire State Building, because there is a beautiful view. This photograph also from the 80s, I think. You can see World Trade Center on this photograph. It's a nice view, and he also tells the story when he was visiting Empire State Building, and every time he hears about Empire State Building, he talks about it. When he was visiting New York, and he ate a great pizza. I don't know where was that place, but the pizza was so delicious. He decided to fly from Chicago to New York only to eat this pizza and visit his friends. So that will be another story about this photograph. Another one. It's the street. It's a street in Mexico City from, I don't know, from 1975 or 78, from this year. What's special on this photograph? He took this photograph, of course, on the street. As you can see, very popular were the Volkswagen's Beetles, because most of the series were produced in Mexico. Yes, he told us every time he visited the factory where Beetles were produced. And what else about this photograph? He took this photograph, and two little kids asked him, and they asked him if they can polish his shoes, and he agreed. And it was before taking this photograph, and he took photograph of them, but I don't know where I had it. I don't know, it's missing somewhere, but I saw it one time when he was showing this traditional photographs from the albums. Another photograph also from Mexico City. Also street. Maybe it's nothing special with it, but it proves what I said before. Beatles were very popular in that time in Mexico City, because in the main plan it's the Beatles. Okay, another photograph. Okay, as you can see, the photograph was taken in Florida, where my dad had his first house before he moved to Chicago. And you can see on this photograph two geese, a pair of geese. And what's special with these geese? One of these geese had a broken wing, and I think it was a she was she couldn't fly, so her, I don't know, husband or boyfriend, as we can say, they landed in my dad's garden, and they were, I don't know how long, but they were staying in my dad's garden for, I don't know, 2-3 weeks. When she get better, and they flew away. And I don't know what story about it, but he's also telling about it. The geese were really nice, and he was feeding them, and he was playing with them. First, the geese were aggressive, and they don't want to approach them, but after a few visits, a few attempts, they even get into the house, and they were staying all night in the house, and in the day they were in the garden. Okay, so that's story about this photograph. Another one. Nothing special. Of course, it's a major half of the Eiffel Tower in Paris. My dad was visiting on the vacation. The story about Paris, maybe, he went to one of McDonald's and he ordered, I don't know what, Big Mac or a hamburger, and he took one bite and he threw away the sandwich in the garbage, because the sandwich was so horrible he couldn't eat it. So he also always tells this story. If he hears about Paris, he says, "I was in Paris. I was in McDonald's, and the burger was horrible." So another story from my dad. Another photograph. I think I like this photograph the most. It's, of course, maybe you don't see it on the first look. It's Colosseum in Rome. Year, I don't know, 1972, I think, 72, 73. And what's interesting in this photograph? Maybe it's not any story connected with this photograph. I saw this photograph. I had it right here, the traditional one. Why I'm looking right now, it's of course double feature. I don't know what happened with the camera, but right now these photographs are really popular through Instagram and other sites to do double feature of one shot, and you can see. Here we have Colosseum and these windows, and they are meshed up, and this lorry, and it's a really nice photograph, and I think I will post it on my Instagram because it's worth to see this one, especially from that ages. It's from 1970, 73, 74, I don't know. So some archives and some old photographs worth seeing also on Instagram, so maybe I will post it. And last one, maybe nothing special. It's a view from Empire State Building, also in New York, from the other side of the building, and skyscrapers. I don't know most of names of them, but I think I can see Hudson River, of course, and okay, I think that would be all about these photographs. See you tomorrow in another Blueberry Diary. I will come up with something to not bore you with tomorrow's video. So okay, for today that will be all. See you tomorrow.